Buckle up, it's the Junk Monk Podcast.
Welcome to the Junk Monk Podcast. I'm your host, Kandyce Sloan, who you know from Instagram at Hardens and Hardhats.
And I'm Noah, your co-host, you know from right now.
If this is your first time listening, let us fill you in. We're picking up where the Drunk Monk Podcast left off, hosted by Keiko Agena and Will S. Choi. I was a big fan of their podcast and was really sad to see that they stopped the show, so I decided to pick up and managed to find me a co-host.
So here's the thing. Will and Keiko did their show drunk. So we're going to do our show with a little junk. So I've got my cookie here.
And I have my sock it to me cake, which I don't know what that means, but it's something cinnamony, and it's very delicious. Also, you must know, I have seen every episode of Monk and I'm a huge fan. I started watching in about 2007 and for the most part watched it as it aired.
I was born in 2007 and I've basically seen the pilot episodes and the ones that we've done on the show. And a few scattered here and there in different seasons.
So, if you're ready to start the show, Toby, take it away.
Here's what happened.
Okay, so this episode that we are doing now is called Mr. Monk and Little Monk. It's season 4, episode 8. So here's what happened. In the opening scene, we see two men breaking into a fancy house. There is an older woman. They awaken with a noise and she comes down with a gun. There was a struggle. She hits her head. The men didn't want to kill her or even steal anything. But before they left, they simply spray painted a piece of art. The art belongs to a Sherry Judd, a childhood friend of Monk who hires him to find out who defaced her painting and killed her cleaning lady. As this story progresses, at the same time, we see a flashback, a young Monk and Sherry in grade school playing out a similar scenario in which Monk is recruited to solve the case of the missing bake sale money. In the present-day story, we learn that Sherry's husband is tired of paying alimony to Sherry. He had hired two men to break in and deface the painting so that Sherry had to take it to an art restorer, Jimmy Wagner, another childhood friend that Sherry had always talked about. His plan worked as they did rekindle their romance, but he ended up in jail. The young Monk case is also solved. It was all about the zeros. The real culprit, Leo, had forgotten to turn the locker combination back to 0, which Sherry always did. And in the present day case, the husband wrote zeros in a particular way where he puts a line through the middle. Monk had seen the same zeros on the alimony check to Sherry and the house plans given to the burglars for their break-in. Monk gives a simultaneous summation of both crimes, and Sherry is impressed yet again, but still leaves with Jimmy Wagner.
Wow.
So that is what happened.
Jimmy sucks.
So what did you like about this episode?
Not much.
Really?
I didn't, needless to say, it was an average episode.
Okay.
I didn't like much, I didn't dislike much.
Okay.
You can go first.
Okay. So I liked the first Monk scene where Sherry comes to the apartment and Natalie says, there's a lady named Sherry Judd here. And he drops his cup straight on the ground. And he's all flustered and he tells Natalie, tell her about Trudy. Tell her that Trudy loved me. No. Tell her how pretty Trudy was. No, wait. Tell her me and Trudy went all the way.
All the way.
And Natalie just looks at him like, I think she wants help on a case. So then when he finally does meet her, she says, she finds Monk looking at a picture of Trudy and says, is that her? I heard she was beautiful. I heard a lot about her. And then Monk says, yeah, we went all the way. Yeah. And then Natalie's like, would you like some water? I really liked that part.
I thought it was really sweet during the bar fight scene when well, like a little before that even too, like they walk into the bar and they're like kind of picking on Monk and she's like, hey, you don't want to do this. And it's just like, oh, Natalie and Monk are
I know, and in
awesome.
that scene I actually thought, because remember he walks in and he puts his jacket, like he swoops it back like he's all cool guy, like tough guy, and Natalie's like, what are you doing? And then what does he say, like, what? I'm not doing this. I could care less what Sherry Judd thinks. And you're like, okay, sure. Then he sits down. Then the guy from the bar comes up, what you're talking about. And then she's like, yeah, dude, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really funny.
And then when the bar fight happens, Monk gets all scared.
Yeah.
And backs up, and she gets the broom, or she gets the pole.
He does do it first.
Yeah, and then he's
first
like,
thing, but his snaps
breaks.
in half. Yeah. So then Natalie goes.
Yeah, and then Natalie takes over the fight, and she kind of fends Monk off until the police get there, and then they get under the table, and then Monk's trying to clean stuff. Classic Monk.
Okay, one of my actually favorite parts of this episode was when Monk wants to clean the spilled wine in the painting.
Oh,
that is so
yes.
funny. It's like one of those things where you think, can he really not
I know.
get over that?
Yeah.
It's something you physically cannot change.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that is like a character flaw where, you know what I mean? I thought it was funny though. It was still funny because he goes, well, maybe we could. It's an art restorer, so we can just have them paint over this spilt wine, and then he tilts his hand like, and put the cup upright. That was actually one of my favorite parts.
I also really liked about the episode the fact that there was two mysteries going on at the same time, and it wasn't two mysteries being solved in two different places by two different people. It was Monk.
Yeah.
And Monk.
Yep.
Solving a case.
A little Monk.
I like the episode. Monk and Little Monk.
Yeah, that is, I do like that. Oh, I also have something about the other painting when Sherry and him are looking at the painting together.
Yes.
And this is
Sherry and
Monk.
Monk.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is how I always feel. I don't know if other paintings are super obvious of what they're feeling. I'm not super into art in that aspect. Where Sherry's just kind of looking at it, she's like, oh, it's so beautiful. I wonder what she's thinking in the painting.
Yeah, and
then Monk says...
She ruins it.
And the Monk's like, she's murdering her husband.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, maybe she doesn't know that the mushrooms are poisonous. Oh, she knows. You can see the bruises on her arms and her eyes swollen. And when you're looking at the painting, you're like, of course, that's very obvious. You can see it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, how many paintings have I looked at that I just overlooked that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Where I always tell myself, I don't understand what this painting is.
There's no way that's a lot.
Right? But the way that how Monk makes everyone feel every time.
Know.
Poor Stottlemyre, every crime scene, he thinks he's gotten everything.
Yeah, and then Monk's like, oh, you've got this. Yeah.
It's like going into an escape room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you were so close to escaping. You were just like this. All right, so I wasn't close. Okay, that's how I feel. But I did. My point is that I like how he figures out a murder in a painting. Classic Monk. He wants to clean in a painting, and he wants to solve a crime in a painting. Exactly. I like that.
Oh, that's all I have. That's everything. I have for
Oh no, I'm scared to see your rating.
I have quotes.
Sad. Okay, give us a quote. Because mine are quotes too. So
I don't know what context this is in, but I think it's a Stottlemyre, and he says, "Just pick one, Randy. A woman is dead." Can you recall? Just pick one, Randy. A woman is dead.
I remember whenever the Randy part that I remember is whenever they're trying to figure out why the painting has been defaced, and Stottlemyre is standing in front of it, and then Randy says maybe it was a political statement, and then Stottlemyre says, "So you think that they broke in, killed someone, and defaced a painting for a political statement?"
They didn't stand with the 19th Amendment.
Yes.
Yep.
And what's the 19th Amendment?
No idea.
I didn't get that joke, and I feel like I blanked. Is it women's rights?
I guess.
Suffrage?
Yeah, it has to have been.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is. I wish there was something we could look up,
If we were smarter.
Yeah. We should just know, I think, in general.
For real.
But, yeah. So Randy says, he said, do you want to just, for the 19th Amendment?
Yeah.
And then Randy says, yeah. And then everyone looks at him, and he says, wait, no. That's the only part I remember, so I don't really remember what just pick
one, Randy. A woman is dead.
I can't remember.
I literally can't remember.
I can't either.
We watched that yesterday.
I know. Okay, I actually watched it again today. But okay.
You did?
I did watch it again today, and I didn't. Okay, let me do a quote. When Natalie, they're in the art gallery again, Natalie convinces Monk to ask Sherry out.
Oh,
because
yes.
Monk says, you don't,
Sad.
she doesn't like me. And Natalie says, well, she came all the way to talk to you.
Yeah.
So she likes you. Trust me, she likes you. And then Monk has a huge smile on his face. It's really sweet. And then she convinces him to ask her. And then when Monk is going to ask her out, we see Jimmy Wagner come down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like a knight in shining armor, and steals her away. And then Monk just has to sit there and watch while he asks Sherry out. And then the scene is about to end. And
Natalie says, you look good.
Yeah, and she just pats him on the shoulder and says, you look good. And he kind of gives a twitch and like, it's so sad.
It is really sad.
And then the last thing that I have is exactly what you already said. So about the double summation,
double mysteries.
Yeah, double mysteries. But also did like the double summation that Little Monk actually does give his own summation. In the thing, right? Because really, it's not Monk. It's not present day Monk saying both things.
Yeah,
it's Big and Little Monk, which we already discussed. I also did like the zeros. That they didn't have to do that. Like the writers didn't have to actually make both of the crimes have to do with zeros. That's the kind of stuff when I watch a TV show, I say, how did they think of that? I don't know. That's just me.
I have a plot hole with that, with the zero thing.
Okay, all right. We'll save it. We'll save our plot holes then. We'll save it. Is it plot holes? Is not next, is it? Okay, no. Okay, so no. Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
When Monk's mom says, "You'll thank me later."
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Oh."
I thought you were gonna say that it was when Monk tries to give her a hug.
Oh yeah.
She says, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
and he's so sad. I was like, "You like that quote?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Sorry," and sets down his clarinet and shakes her hand.
I know.
That was so sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any more quotes?
Groovy. Whenever he's talking with
that was good.
Sherry. Yeah, I listened to Led Zeppelin. It was pretty. He said, I'm sure it's groovy. I really like that because he's just trying to fit in.
I bet it's a very groovy record.
Yeah,
you can tell by the cover that it's groovy.
Yeah,
he says something. Yeah. And he corrects himself and says, "Oh, I mean, groovy." Yeah, I like that too. Anything? I'm done with my likes. So,
all right. Well, I'm done with mine. So, what did you not like?
Okay, so what I did not like was the bar fight. I didn't like the bar fight, but I don't know if it's like I don't think it's a plot hole, but I always feel like bar scene fights like that, for some reason they always pick on the weakest person. I don't get that. Like, does that guy feel like a man that he's picking on a woman, and then Monk, who looks like he does and is wearing a suit, you know, like a dorky looking suit. Yeah. Not like he's some upper class person. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like there's other, I don't know, I just like thought of an episode of Frasier when I was watching it, and I was like, yeah, there's an episode where there's a huge guy who picks on Nerdy, Frasier, and Niles, and Daphne. And I feel like there's a lot of just bar fight scenes that...
It's just cliche?
It's not only is it cliche, because it wasn't just the clichéness of it to me. It was that, are we supposed to believe that this
always happens?
That too, but this biker guy who probably has a knife or a shiv and he's wearing a leather jacket and all black, are we supposed to believe that he's going to pick on those people? I don't know. When you picture a bar fight, it's like exactly what happens. The two of them end up underneath the table, and then all of those guys just continue fighting on top of each other. They're not even fighting the original person that they were after. They just all start brawling.
It's always like, I threw a punch, and then now I'm punching everyone.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was probably my main thing that I didn't like.
Yeah. This was what I didn't really like. It was just too perfectly fit together. Everything was like, oh, he's back. Like Jimmy, the kid. And it was like, oh, Jimmy just got the girl in Monk's story. And then it's like, oh, Jimmy's got the girl in older Monk's story. And I didn't really like that, how it was like everything. You said that you liked the zero thing. I just thought it was dorky.
Oh, okay.
I was like, like, why? Like, it didn't really have to be like that.
It was already like there was so many coincidences anyway.
It could have just been him and Sherry that were like the two connecting plots of the mystery.
Exactly. Right. I understand that because when I'm thinking it from a writing perspective, like, how did you come up with two storylines that had to do with zeros?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, well, there's too many coincidences anyway with all these childhood friends meeting up.
Yeah.
Why go the extra length to make the cases also so similar? Like, there was zero chance of that actually happening.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also put sad handshake with his mom. It was a really sad scene. So,
there were and that's the thing is that I'll probably talk about this in the crazy plot. I'll talk about that in the crazy plot. What else did I not like? Okay, so this might sound kind of harsh, but I feel like Sherry Judd kind of had this coming. The whole plot of the whole episode is that, or not the episode, I guess, but the crime of this husband's crime is that he tracked down Jimmy Wagner because Sherry talked about him all the time.
Yeah.
So that means that when they were married, Sherry talked about this guy so much
that he knew
the husband
to track him.
Her own husband, remember his name from elementary school, tracks him down.
Yeah.
Because they don't even know each other. Okay, so side thing, they don't even know each other after Jimmy's 15 years old because he says that his mother remarried when he was 15 and he changes his name. So Sherry and Jimmy have not even hung out since they were at least 14 years old.
Yeah.
Yet she talks about him so much to her husband.
So weird.
That he, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right?
Babe, remember in the 8th grade whenever that one groovy kid came over and talked to me? Like, what would she even say? What would she even say about him?
Okay, so that's another thing that I...
The 8th grade boy was so cute. Like, you're like 40 now.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, Sherry Judd kind of had that coming.
Yeah.
She obviously had to have been so obsessed with this person that her husband... Yeah, I don't want to pay you alimony anymore. You were in love with Jimmy Wagner the whole time we were married, so whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, so on that point, though, that you said, like, what did she even... Toby, it's enough. What did she even say to him when her husband, which his name is Michael Norfleet, when he meets Monk, he flat out says, "Oh, you are the guy that was in grade school with Sherry, and she told me that you never took one single gym class." When I heard that, I was like, I feel like there's like a lot of things that I would confide in my husband about, or like old stories. Of, oh yeah, this weird kid in school who did this and this, and he never showered and picks his nose.
Yeah.
And then when we meet him in person, you just blurt that out.
That's weird. Yeah.
That's so rude. Like, yeah, I know we're exes, but still, man, there's like a unspoken word of conduct that you're not going to throw me under the bus when you see this guy. Like, Sherry was like,
Sherry was telling me, "You're the worst.
You're a weirdo."
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks.
Exactly.
And then, but Monk didn't even think twice about it. He still liked her anyway.
Yeah.
But he also knew he was weird, so I guess that's that.
Yeah, that's true. It would have been like cool, like since they went the dorky route with the whole like everything matches up. It would have been cooler since they already went all the way with all that other stuff. Ooh, flower. You know, with all the coincidences.
Yeah, I remember you did make a comment when that happened.
Yeah.
You were like, "Come on, really?"
Yeah, it would have been cooler if the bully was her husband, was Sherry's husband.
Okay,
like that's all I'm saying.
That.
If you're gonna
go that far,
just go all the way.
I totally thought about that.
Just go all the way.
The only thing that I thought was, how do we make young Sherry a redemptive character at all if she ends up dating that creep Leo?
Yeah.
That was my thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
There's no way.
Like, how would she have done that? So then that wouldn't have worked. Because we were like, wait, how did she end up married to that bully?
Yeah.
That creep. So, yeah.
And then also, she's just so oblivious to the fact that Monk likes her back.
I know.
She's so oblivious to that.
I know. I thought about that too. I should have written that down because that was annoying.
Yeah.
Like, wait. Okay, so Monk's the weirdo, but you can't pick up on normal human signals.
I know.
Yeah. Are you talking about young Sherry or new Sherry? Like
Both.
Both, right?
Both.
Because he drops like 2 hints about the spring fling dance.
Yes.
And she doesn't pick up on it.
We're
and
both not going.
We're both not going.
We both have no one to go with.
And yeah. And then Jenny Wagner's like, yeah, I mean, the dance looks pretty stupid, but if you want to go... Yeah, I want to go to a dance with a boy who says, yeah, this stupid dance, do you want to go with me, I guess?
She's on the committee, too. She's on the big committee. So
yeah.
I'd be like, come on, man.
Plot hole.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Plot
That is a
hole.
plot
Exactly.
hole. That is a plot hole.
Exactly.
Jimmy calls the dance stupid when Sherry is the chair committee of the dance.
Exactly.
Plot hole.
Plot hole. She would have gone on offensive. I know I would have.
Or the fact what you started off saying
hard.
of how Sherry is just completely oblivious to everything.
Yeah. Sherry's just dumb.
Because then the older Sherry, Monk is hinting about going somewhere with her. He's trying to ask her out
and
before
then
Jimmy comes down the stairs. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, Jimmy, I'd love to see your studio. That would be amazing.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I would have been like, oh, actually, I was just thinking, I was just talking with Adrian, and he was about to make plans with me or something. So, one second. At least give him
or what?
Adrian
Hey,
a
maybe
chance.
Adrian would want to see. He's also an old childhood friend.
Exactly.
That would have been the actually polite thing to do.
That would have been very
because they
polite.
were already hanging out together, and then she would have totally just ditched him.
She literally, yeah.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
Ah, Sherry's the worst. I don't like this. I'm
Sherry
done.
is the worst.
I'm about to change my rating.
Sherry is the worst. Wait, what did I rewind? Okay, wait.
I think I'm gonna change
that
mine.
needs to go down 4. No.
I think I'm gonna put mine down 1.
Oh,
I think I will change mine down 1.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm pretty sure our what we disliked segment is already longer than our like segment, so I'm just gonna change it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mine because mine's 5 right now.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't care. This is my podcast.
Oh my god.
I own this town.
The people literally wait for the rating.
Okay, you know what it is? But
you're
I'm
like-
changing it so no one knows.
Okay.
I mean, they know it's gonna be lower, but no one knows. I also didn't like. Adrian knows too much about Sherry, where he's like talking to her, and he's like, "Oh, I know you like Led Zeppelin. I know da 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 da. I know da 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 da." I was like, "Buddy, you're embarrassing yourself."
Yeah, I know. But Monk does that. Monk
Yeah.
does that to normal people, like let alone people he's trying to impress and show that they, you know what I mean. So I get that. For a kid trying to pick up a girl, it was definitely like sad and a little cringy, but it's so Monk. Like it fit perfectly with Monk. So
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Did.
What was the last thing that I put on here? Oh, I think I might have put this in my this episode part. But again, with the husband and the wife, I kind of feel bad for the husband because all he was trying to do, once again, was set up his ex-wife with some dude she's been talking about for the past 20 years. That's literally all that he was trying to do, and he accidentally got the lady
Killed.
The lady killed.
He's like there. He was being carted away by like officers
Yeah,
or whatever, and he
and
was like, he made a comment about.
He says the funny thing is it worked. Congratulations.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Exactly. That's why I had written it out somewhere. His plan worked, except for the murder. Mm-hmm. The murder was an accident.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still felt bad because I'm like, again, in my notes, Sherry Judd had it coming.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Wait, how did the housekeeper die?
Remember, she comes down from the stairs.
Yeah,
and she
with
has
the
the
gun.
gun, and then she's shaking like crazy, like
Yeah.
and then they come up to her,
Yeah.
and she doesn't shoot them, and so they're trying to take the gun away from her, and she falls back and hits her head on the entry table. Oh. Remember later, there's blood on the ground and stuff. So yeah, that's how she dies.
Oh.
Yeah, she's an old lady, so she just had a head injury with no one really doing anything to her.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, is that it for you?
that is it.
All right. So
He's the guy. Okay, I'm assuming you don't have very many people. You usually don't.
I have no one.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, do I? No, I have not.
Okay, because, and I say that because the people that I have on here are from older shows, so I know he hasn't seen them. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the young Jimmy. Okay, he played, I didn't write down his real name, I forgot, but he played someone on That's So Raven. This kid named Emmett, which is so weird because I honestly, not gonna lie, I do not remember him from That's So Raven, but I remember him from something, and it has to be that because he barely has any credits, and that's the only thing I had ever watched that he was on, one of those kind of things. But I remember I remember him vividly playing somebody. I just can't place what show it was on. He's a really good, I thought he was a really good kid actor, and he played that like groovy, like like little, what did he say, like, oh, peace, like, man, there's enough bad stuff in the world, we don't have to add to it.
You should be like Mick Jagger.
Yeah, what would Mick Jagger do? He played that really well.
Get such a dork.
Okay, so then the next person, which is this like super kind of coincidence, I think. Okay, Monk's mom was played by Rose Abdu. So she actually is on the Gilmore Girls, which is where Keiko's from.
Keiko.
So yeah, I thought that I'm sure she would know her because she was a recurring character. She was also on the revival show. So she plays Gypsy the mechanic on the Gilmore Girls.
Wow, and Keiko never even got to this episode.
I know.
She could have been like, so I know them.
Yeah, totally.
That is really sad.
Yeah, I know. So sad.
That's more sad than
Toby,
the handshake scene.
Toby, it's okay, Toby.
Toby misses Will and Keiko.
I know. He's stuck with us until he finds another podcast better than ours. Anyways, okay, that's all. That's all I have for He's the Guy.
That's all you have.
It is. Okay, what are we doing now?
We're on
Plot holes.
All right. Can I go first?
Yes, you can.
All right. Natalie walks in from seeing Sherry Judd, and she says, Sherry Judd's here, but and like Monk's supposed to like drop the cup, right? But she's like, shh, and then drops the cup. And I was like,
ooh, I'll have to go back and watch that, even though I've watched it twice.
I was like, what? That's what I thought.
Okay.
There's no way she was like, Sherry, just by Sherry, and then he dropped the cup. There's no way.
Okay.
Right? I think it was just Sha. I think she just Sha, and then he dropped the cup.
Okay. I heard you when we were watching the show. I heard you make a little like, and we're gonna say something. So I, in my mind, right, this is why I don't like spoilers, because every scenario goes through my mind like 100 times.
Yeah.
When you did that, I thought you were talking about how Monk never drops anything. Oh. Because he actually mentions in an episode that he's never dropped anything.
The earthquake.
Remember?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, she's talking about he's never spilled anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so I thought that's what you're talking about, like a plot hole for... It would be more like a character error. Like he's never dropped anything except for the day of the earthquake in like 1980 something, and obviously this day. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I thought that's what you were talking about. So I'll just add to that.
Oh,
like that.
Wow, it wasn't. All right, your turn.
Okay, so I had this written down. Right, but then it doesn't make any sense. But I was like, Jimmy Wagner is James Duffy. What are the chances? Okay, but that is the plot. Yeah. It ends up being the plot, right? So that's what I wrote down. Okay, but I redeemed my plot hole by saying, but what are the chances that, yes, her husband is the one that set up this Jimmy Wagner, James Duffy scenario, right? But what are the chances that for this particular crime, she would hire two childhood friends to do this crime? Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what
I mean, because that wasn't part of his plan.
No, Monk was not part of his plan.
Wasn't part of his plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make no sense.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
All right, I have another one.
Okay.
Plenty of people write their zeros with the line through them. Plenty of people.
Really?
Yes. I'm pretty sure my dad does.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. When I saw that, okay, but the plot hole's kind of debunked though, because what Monk says,
I know, I heard what he says, but I was like, should I write this? No. I wrote it. Because, seriously, plenty of people write their zeros. Like,
but also
that.
have the plans to break into their house?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I don't know.
Candyce,
Okay.
there could have been the architect. There could have been someone working on the roof. There could have been someone working on the cement. There could have been someone putting in the furniture. It could have been anyone and their grandmother. Debunked.
Okay. All right. I will give that one to you just because I have never, ever seen anyone write their zeros like that. But since you personally know someone that has written their zeros like that, I will give that to you. That's it.
Yay.
Okay. Do you have any more plot holes? I have one. That's it.
Oh,
Don't steal mine. Don't steal it.
well,
Don't do it.
Well, I have one right here, but I also have another one that I came up with like right before the show.
Okay. Then
Okay.
you can do that one. Permission granted.
The locker, he's like, Little Monk is like, I know what happened, and he's like, well, the locker combination wasn't set to 0, and Sherry always sets it to 0. They were just like, oh, he's right. What? They were just like, okay.
Yeah.
He's never mentioned to any of them that he's like, or he might have, but still,
Like
that he's like photographic memory or something. But like, still.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, so basically everyone nowadays would know that Monk is a great detective and that he is to be trusted and whatever. However, he's young Monk. He's a nerd. Nobody likes him. He doesn't have any friends, yet we're supposed to believe that he just says, oh, he always turns it back to 0. And everyone
he has
just
a crush on Sherry. He'll do anything to bail her out, to lie. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
That's true.
All right,
That's true. Okay. Okay, so my only other thing that I had is that, so the principal knows that Sherry stole the money, but why? She steals the money from the dance.
Oh, yes.
But then Sherry is allowed to go to the dance?
I thought
that was weird. Like, she's dancing with Jimmy Wagner, and Monk is looking through, like, the crack in the door and sees him dancing to some 70s song.
And
we're like, wait, would she be allowed to do that? You would be absolutely banned from the dance. I don't know what kind of anarchy school she went to, but apparently you're not allowed to steal money but from the dance, but you can go to the dance, like...
And then he proves it after. And it's like, why? Yeah. I also put, for a plot hole, I talked about him all the time, you know? Sherry says I talked about him all the time or whatever. I was like, what we were talking about earlier, why would you talk about someone in 8th grade? Why? And that's just something I wrote down. Okay. I was mad.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for plot holes, right?
That's it for plot holes already?
I know. As much as we ragged on this whole episode.
I know.
We don't really see anything wrong with it, though.
How crazy was Monk this episode? You go first.
Okay. All right. So... How crazy was Monk this episode? Out of 10, I had 2 different things because I didn't think you were going to get either of the references. So what I put was, out of 10 Gunsmoke lunchboxes, because that's a TV show.
Yeah, I know. The lunchbox.
Okay.
Right.
And then I also put 10 Led Zeppelin groovy records. Or groovy records. I don't know. I couldn't come up with...
I don't like either.
Okay, I was trying to make... I didn't either. That's why I wrote so many like variations of it. I was trying to come up with a 70s one. Okay. You know what I mean? I was trying to do like a retro Young Monk one.
Actually, yours aren't that bad. I like the lunchbox one.
Okay. What did you put?
I put out of 10 Sherry hair flowers.
Oh.
10 Sherry hair flowers.
I like that it's very dainty.
The Sherry flowers, if you will.
Some hair flowers.
Yes.
Some share flowers.
What moments do you have before we reveal?
Oh, okay.
Our numbers.
Wait. So which one did we agree on? The hair flowers? Or the lunch boxes?
I like...
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. So our likeness of this episode is reflected on our crazy scale.
Exactly.
Items.
No, okay. We'll go with yours. I'm gonna be polite. Your lunchbox.
Gunsmoke lunchbox. I hate mine.
Okay, then we're doing the cherry flowers.
I hate it now. Okay, cherry flowers.
Out of 10 cherry flowers, what were your crazy moments?
Okay, so he, in the very opening scene, he washes all the cups again after he inspects them after they come out of the dishwasher.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I had one.
You had one? That's
I
it?
had one.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Sweeping during the bar fight.
Okay, sweeping during the
That
bar
was it.
fight. Okay, so I actually didn't write any down the first time through, so that's why I was rewatching it, because I didn't write down any, and I was like, I know there are some. I wrote, okay, he tries to impress Sherry by telling her about Trudy.
Yeah.
And then he straightens the crime scene tape.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. I knew, I figured you would have got that one, but you didn't.
Oh.
Okay, he wants to clean up the painting.
Yes.
And then my last one was the bar fight. That he cleans up during the bar fight.
So that is a lot more crazy than I thought.
So, don't change your answer. Don't change it.
You could already see I changed it a little.
So don't change it again.
But
Don't. Just tell everyone how many
fine
cherry flowers.
4 out of 10 cherry flowers,
4 out
everyone.
of 10.
4 out of 10.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
What'd you put?
4 out of 10.
Did you really?
Yes. So I didn't want you to change your answer.
I was gonna do 5 out of 10.
I know. That's why I didn't want you to change your answer, because I read your paper. We always have more crazy moments, and you always put that he's crazier than me. So,
wow. Okay. Well,
so it's 4.
I thought it was 5.
Oh, forget you. I'm done. I'm out of here. How do you take this mic off? So out of 10 cherry flowers, we each said 4, and now going back. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
Yeah.
Our final segment.
Is there a transition?
Toby, just do the regular one. Do the new one. Do the new one.
Do the new one? Oh.
Let's do that one.
I don't think Toby knows how to do that one. Toby.
Let's try this.
Oh, that was fancy, Toby.
Fancy.
That was muy fácil.
Okay, all right. Let's rate this episode.
Let us.
Okay, so do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'm just gonna say it.
What the people have all been waiting for.
What the people have all been waiting for. I said I was gonna change it to lower than a 5.
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
But.
Okay.
I'm changing it back to a 5.
I can't with you. I can't with you.
Because
I will say that I am surprised. I shouldn't be, but I am.
No, wait. Technically, it's better because I'm going back.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, what was yours?
All right. So my scale. Mm-hmm. Lowest is a 10. Highest is 2 10s in true monk fashion. So out of 10. Yeah. Out of 2 10s. Whatever. I rated this episode a 10.6. So.
10.6. So 6 out of 10. Okay, 10.6. 10.6. Why?
Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan of monk romance episodes.
Yeah.
So
because I ship Monk and Trudy.
Okay. you ship him and the wife and the lady he's madly in love with. Okay.
Okay, you know what, kid?
And who she was married to?
Okay. Okay.
I mad shipped them too.
Mad ship.
Is that not what you said?
Yeah, because they're married.
Okay. Okay.
I do.
I have to stop laughing. Okay. So I'm always really happy for Monk that he does have hope and like maybe hope for even someone after Trudy. Yeah. But I feel like we as the audience, we know like 99.9% that it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, during the episode. At least like maybe towards the end, because I honestly don't remember what happens at the end. But maybe towards the end of the series or something. But in the middle of the series, you don't think he's gonna get a girlfriend or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I always like, again, I'm happy for Monk, but I feel like we don't we know it's not going to happen. So it always just feels like a tease. So
It is.
right, and then also I'm not a huge fan in general of any show. I'm not a big fan of flashback episodes.
I liked it.
But I think a lot of people like flashback episodes though. I just never have.
Oh,
but I feel like I can
loved it.
still see the quality of the show, of like the whole episode. Like despite those two, I mean those are two pretty big things. I don't like romance episodes and I don't like flashbacks. But I still liked the episode despite those things. So I felt like I didn't want to skew my, my rating, like make it even lower. Like I don't like romance or I don't like flashbacks. I still feel like I could see the quality.
It was good.
Through, you know what I mean? Like quality of the episode through that. I feel like for what they were doing, like flashbacks, I think they did a good job. Because the whole episode wasn't a flashback. Yeah. They gave you half flashback and half regular monk. So I didn't mind that. And then as far as the romance goes, Sherry was not a good one.
Sherry was not a good one.
After we've dissected it all, Sherry wasn't a good one. So with that being said, that's why I lowered mine. Like easy. Once we started talking about how bad Sherry was, I lowered it. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Do you have anything about why you rated this episode that way?
It was just meh. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. But you know what?
Which makes sense why you had a 5 out of 10, because that's right in the middle. It's not bad, it's not good. That's what a 5 is.
Yeah.
It's average. So we're just going to end this right here.
We're just going to end it right here. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, that's enough. Okay, bye.